Welcome back to our channel. My name is Jim Balla. I'm the tech service guy here at Buyers Products. Today's video, we're going to do is change the gear motor out in our mid-size spreader. On the mid-size spreaders, we have our 8-foot, 9-foot, and 10-foot. What we have here is our 10-foot, and what we're going to do is we're going to take the covers off. To change out the gear motor, there's a coupler in there, and then we're going to put the new gear motor on. So before we go on though, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, become part of the SaltDogg and SaltDogg family. So now let's look at the tools that we need for the job. So the tools that we need will be, we have our impact gun, we have a 3/8 driver, and then we have a driver with a 5/16 little socket on the end to take the small screws off the covers. I also have a 9/16 socket, a screwdriver, needle nose. I have a nice little punch here that we're going to need to punch out a pin, and then hammer. Again, we got our gearbox, or gear motor. One thing is make sure it has the orange sticker on it, because that's when we're replacing. And then I also have a battery with an older harness that in case I have to rotate the motor a little bit to get better access, I can just hook this up, give it a little power, let it rotate. So now let's get those covers off. All right, so we have 2 screws over here. Actually, 2 screws in the front, and then we have 4 screws on the side here. So we're going to take those off, and then also we're going to take a screwdriver and pry these electrical connections off. All right, so I got the 4 screws off here and 2 on this side. So I'm just going to take this off. Again, this is easier because this is a brand new unit, but some of you guys have units that have seen salt, so you're going to have to use a blaster, some liquid wrench, something maybe to coat this stuff, the screws, to get it off a little bit easier. So now I'm going to take the front panel off. All right, so here's our coupler. So they have some cotter pins, okay? So it's kind of not in a great location. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna power it up. I could talk about the tools that you might need. So I'm gonna power up the gear motor and rotate it so we can get to the cotter pin a little bit easier. All right, so I'm gonna hook up my little harness here. Remember, red to red, and then green to black. If you run it backwards, it will damage the spreader. So again, red to red, green to black. All right, so I got that connected. Now what I'm gonna do is just power it up till I can see the good location. All right, there we are. So now I can get to it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the needle nose, take the cotter pin out, push that pin out, and then we're going to take the 4 bolts off the gear motor and then replace it. All right, so after I powered it up, I'm going to straighten up that cotter pin and drop it out. Also remember, when you're working with it on the truck, make sure all the power is disconnected, before you put your hands into the area that you shouldn't be putting it in. All right, so I got the cotter pin off, and then there's the pin. So I tried to tap it out, but it seemed like it really, really stiff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen the gear motor. This will give me a little bit of play on the shaft, then the pin should come out. So I'm going to start taking all 4 bolts off of the gear motor. So before I get to pull the gear motor off, this back panel has to come off. All right, now we just got to put the new one on. Okay, I got the shaft started. Now I'm going to put the 4 bolts in and the pin in and the cotter pin. All right, so another tool that we needed was I had to use a drift pin to line up the gear motor shaft and our shaft for the chain. So I just had to nudge a little bit, got that pin in there, got the cotter pin in there. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the covers on, snap in these connectors, and that should be it. All right, there you have it. We got the covers on, re-snapped in our connectors. So there's the video for the changing of the gear motor on our mid-size spreaders, and that'd be the 8-foot, 9-foot, and 10-foot. Remember, smash that like button, subscribe, be part of that SaltDogg and SaltDogg family. If you have any questions, check out our website, buyersproducts.com. Email us, give us a call. Go buy a dog and chase the storm.